What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grind. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news, but also give my reviews on TV shows. And today's TV show we're going to be giving a review on, the whole series, is for Jessica Jones Season 2, a Netflix series. Now, hold on. Before I get to this, I gotta tell you, man, this series, this season, has made me so depressed, yo. Like, I don't even know. I went in because, like, Jessica Jones in general wasn't really a positive person, but I did enjoy the first season. Meaning, the main reason was because of Kilgrave. And right off the bat, I have to tell you that that's one of the major things that is missing from the season. And it's not Kilgrave himself that's missing. It's just a main antagonist. Because there is an antagonist, but you find out some things, and you know what? Forget this. Spoilers. The main antagonist is Jessica's mom, right? But then you find out she's not the main antagonist. Like, she was the victim, and she's only doing these things because she has head trauma. And the same powers that gave Jessica Jones her powers, they did to her and gave her powers, and that she's going psycho. So then I'm like, okay, you know what? The people that turned the mom into that, yeah, we're gonna go after them. Come to find out, it's mom's boyfriend, and mom's boyfriend only did it to save her life and only to save Jessica Jones' life. And then I was like, okay, but he's secretly doing experiments. No, he's not secretly doing experiments. He's just staying with the mom because he married her and he loves her. He didn't want her to do. The mom did it on her own to protect him from people finding out too much about whatever HRL or HLM, I can't even remember. But the progression of this series or this season, there wasn't that much development of Jessica Jones. I expect a little bit more, and it was just depression after depression. All the series was her drinking. And then sex, and not even just her having sex. Everybody's having sex in this season, and I'm not even trying to knock it, because from what I hear, everyone's trying to post like, oh, this is the first series that's done all female directors. I'm not saying female directors are bad. It's just when the product is not that great, you shouldn't boast that much. I'm just saying, because this doesn't look good on female directors, because if this is what all female directors come together, because it was slow, you didn't know where the plot was going, and then when it started going in a direction, all of a sudden it just didn't. And then characters that I liked, all of a sudden I didn't like. Trish, I liked her in the first one. In the first season, I liked her. In this one, they make her like an addict. They legit turn into an addict, and then she's just very erratic, and then the logic she's making, it's like, no, that's you. You're doing it because that's what you want, not what everyone else wants. The only person the only two guys that I actually ended up liking was Malcolm and Oscar. Oscar's a new guy. Oscar's basically the superintendent that's living downstairs from Jessica. And at first they're not getting along, they're beefing or whatever. But that's cleared up real quick once the son stupidly hangs outside the window and she saves him. I'm like you already knew. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, yo, since they had beef, I was like, oh, the kid's at the window? Let me guess, she's gonna save him, then they're gonna be cool again? Bam, that's what happens. And then all of a sudden, he becomes a love interest. And yes, I do want Jessica Jones to be happy. And I would love to see her gut happy and, live a happy life, but that's not Jessica Jones. I wouldn't mind seeing it. If she could still, have a relationship with him and still do investigation, great. But like I said, that's a whole nother thing. The mother, I like the mother. The mother's played by actress Janet McTeer, and she did a good job as far as playing kind of erratic and very she has that anger, but things kind of lined up that you expected. A lot of things are very predictable. You knew things were gonna happen that had to be happening. It was like little mini stories within stories, and then they would randomly go to characters, show them doing something for a second or two, and you're like, what's that? What's the point of this? And then it goes back to Jessica doing her thing, and I'm like, yo, are these people on Ritalin? Can they not focus? Because it just, this series, I wanted to like it so much, but but I was very disappointed. It failed to execute as far as action. It failed to execute as far as a great antagonist. It failed to execute as far as a good protagonist, because at least in the first one you were rooting for Jessica Jones. In this one you have no idea. You really have no idea. You're rooting for her, then you're rooting against her. And then the mom, whatever, and then she starts working against the mom, going for the mom, then she's working with the mom. And you're like, okay, I understand you got the love for her, but and then you got Trish that's just doing her own thing. And then sure, the one thing I can give this season is the fact that you got to understand Jessica Jones just a little bit more. You understand why she's messed up, but except you already knew why she was messed up from Kilgrave. But you find out, nah, man, she been a bitch from way back when. So I don't know what's supposed to make me like her even more. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm gonna watch all the series, no matter what. I drudged my way through Iron Fist, even though I hated it. I just recently finished watching Defenders. I went through the first 6 episodes, and for some reason, I didn't finish the last 2 until like 5 or 6. I don't even know. When did Defenders come out? Last year? Around this time? Yes, I just finished the last 2 episodes, like last week. Come on, Marvel, you gotta step it up. You killed it when it came to Punisher. How come Jessica Jones? Jessica Jones was up there. You know what I'm saying? Number 1 was Daredevil Season 1. Number 2, Daredevil Season 2. Number 3, I would have had to actually put it up between Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, because I loved Luke Cage. Luke Cage would have had it if it hadn't been for the second half of the season where, spoiler alert, Cottonmouth gets killed, and then Black Barbie or Black Mariah takes over. You know, like from there it just was sort of downhill. But Jessica Jones, it didn't have as good as highs as Luke Cage, but it stayed kind of consistent, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, Jessica Jones was that was the series that made me change what superpower I wanted. Because before I wanted teleporting, and then after seeing Kilgrave, I tell people and I explain to them Kilgrave had the perfect power. So as far as this, if I had to give this Jessica Jones season a grade, I'd have to give it a C. It wasn't horrible. It just didn't do much for me. So it wasn't failing. It wasn't below average. It was decent. It was dull decent, and nothing. I didn't learn too much other than the fact that how she became who she was with the powers, and that most of the people in her life are all kind of fucked up. And so, as far as that, and like I said, I definitely liked the progression of Malcolm. Malcolm, his progression, I did like, because in the first one he was just like Kilgrave's puppet. But in this one, I liked where they took him. I liked where he ended at the end. And I like where I think he's going to be going in the future. You know, you don't need to be in the shadow of Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones ain't good for you, bro. She just ain't. So, and then Trish, I don't know where she's going, but apparently she might be having superpowers. But I was kind of upset that she kind of got it, because, yo, this chick was just erratic, just sporadic, and just doing whatever she want. And someone had to put the reins on her. And like I said, she got everything she wanted all the time. I want to see some consequences. They showed sort of consequences, but she still lived. I mean, unless she saved up some good money, she still live in a nice apartment. She has no job. Nobody wants to work with. I don't know. She's still somehow gonna be making it. So we'll see in season 3 if we get a season 3. But most likely we are, because you know what, Netflix is gonna try and get as much money out of these Marvel shows before Disney takes it all back and puts it on their streaming service. So, like I said, if I had to give it a grade, I'd have to give it a grade of like a C. I'm not going to say C minus. It was a C. A solid C. So, thank you. Remember to comment down below. Check, share, tag, friends, like, do whatever you want to do. Because I'm going to finish this. And remember to subscribe. Check out my last review of a series, whatever TV show. And check out my playlist of all the TV shows. So remember, I'm Scrat. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. And you've just been notified. Catch you guys on my next TV review.